Good evening, Kyla. Thank you for coming on Sports Talk with C.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what it was like growing up in Chicago.
Yeah, so I was born and raised here. It's definitely cool telling everybody I'm from Chicago, but it's probably just like anywhere else. We have a lot of good food. It's always a lot of events going on. So like a lot of concerts, like people come here, or like the music festivals, a lot of them are here. So that's always fun. But yeah, it's very similar to other places.
So what is the basketball culture like in Chicago?
Yeah, so the basketball culture here, I feel like everybody's really, really competitive. Like it's super, super aggressive here. Um, we have a lot of like really talented players that I've played against, that I've grown up playing with. So that's always been kind of cool to see, because a lot of the players that are in and like making noise in the NCAA are a lot of players that I grew up with or were around or know somehow. So that's definitely been cool.
Oh, nice. And what was the reason you picked up a basketball?
So my family, a lot of people play basketball. So it was just kind of like inevitable. Like I tried a lot of different stuff. Like I tried tennis, wasn't working. Tried soccer, wasn't a good fit. It just seemed like basketball was the only thing I could kind of do or was somewhat interested in. So I started playing in like maybe like fourth grade, like
Okay.
actually playing, and then I haven't stopped since. So
So fourth grade. And at the time when you started playing more, who would you say was your favorite basketball player or role model in the sport?
yeah, definitely growing up, I was a diehard LeBron fan. Like I
Hey,
love LeBron.
finally somebody that knows what it
Yes.
what it feels like to love LeBron.
Yes, I bought all his
Everybody,
shoes, the shirts, like I had everything.
I feel you on that because I love LeBron too. So
Yeah.
I feel that connection.
Good.
So why would you say LeBron is your favorite player?
Um, he's just so like he does everything. Like he's, you know, I've just always seen him as like a really good dynamic player. Like he does a lot of things. He really gets other people involved. Like sometimes he's even able to take that step back and let other people shine, because that might be what's best for the team at the moment. But he's always been like a super powerful and like motivating player and I really like that. So
Nice. Okay. I like that taken away, like Bron. So I read that you did play some AAU basketball. What was it like playing AAU compared to what it's like now and all the cameras and social media around it?
When I was playing AAU, I think that's when social media like really started getting into AAU. So I feel like now it's a lot different, because I think just the exposure is a lot different now. But I really loved AAU. I had a really fun time. I feel like it's similar to now, just sort of in like the time commitment aspect, because my AAU coaches were also sort of like my high school coaches. So
okay.
yeah, so we kind of played like year round. Like it was a big time commitment. So I was kind of used to the time commitment of college basketball even before I started playing. So
Okay.
kind of grateful for that experience too. Just I wasn't like completely blindsided. I was like, oh, okay, like this is normal.
I'm never gonna have time for myself. So, but I'm used to it.
This is how it is.
So I read that you played in the Chicago Land Classic, the Rose Classic, and the Best of Michigan. Just speak to those experiences and what did you take out of playing there and brought with you to college?
Yeah, so playing in Michigan and New York, I remember seeing Zaya Cook was in the Michigan tournament. Yeah, the video that went
I love
viral.
Zaya. Yeah,
the video that went viral for her, I was literally in the stands. Like my team played next.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just being able to, I played against Rakia Jackson and all the players on that team. So just being able to play against some of the top talent just in other areas, I think really prepared me for playing against top talent, like in the Ivy League and just in the East Coast area, just all the teams I played against, like top talent doesn't really intimidate me anymore because I'm like, oh, I've played against some of the best of the best.
Right.
So, yeah, that's really helpful.
Oh, that's good. So what was you chose Brown University, but what was your recruitment process like? How did you choose Brown and why did you choose Brown University?
Yeah, so my recruitment process was kind of all over the place. Like
Okay.
I had a lot of interest from like Big East schools, like kind of schools like in the Midwest, but not a lot of like hard actual, like just a lot of like calls like, oh, we like you, but like nobody really like offering me or things like that. I think the school that had the most interest in me outside of Brown was Buffalo with
Okay.
Coach Jack. And when I toured Brown and then I toured Buffalo, and I just really liked Brown. It's also an Ivy League school, and my mom has always really been on me about my academics. So once I kind of realized the importance and the significance of going to an Ivy League school, I think that really was like a main factor in me wanting to go to Brown.
Okay, nice. I mean, whew, girl, more power to you because that school is hard as hell. And what is your major?
I'm doing like business, and I'm trying to do like a data fluency like certificate thing, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay, on the court, you said you tried soccer and you tried, what's the other one?
I did
Tennis.
everything.
You did tennis and soccer. Have those two sports, have they helped you in any way with your basketball?
Honestly, like probably not, because I was so young when I did it. Like I don't even remember like like I just know the stories that my parents were telling me. They're like, oh, like in tennis, like you wouldn't even participate, like you would just stand next to the instructor the whole time. So they're like, why are we paying for this? So yeah, honestly, probably not.
No.
In high school or like 8th grade, I did do track.
Oh,
And I
nice.
think that probably helped the most, just like conditioning wise, like speed wise. So maybe track.
Okay, nice. You spoke about how your AAU coaches were, well, your high school coaches were your AAU coaches. To speak to that, how important is it to have a coach not only for you, but with you while playing the sport of basketball?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think when you have a coach that believes in you and believes in your abilities, it makes you a much more confident player. It makes you way more comfortable like displaying your talents. I know sometimes a lot of people may not feel like their coach wants them to be like the scorer or
Right.
the defensive player, but I think when you really have a coach that believes in you and supports you, it really benefits your basketball career. And then it's also just really nice to have a coach that, you know, you can talk to about your problems. Like a lot of the times, like I'm with my coaches more than I'm with my parents at times. So I think it's really important to have that bond with your coaches, just because you're around them all the time. So
That's good, because I've heard some stories where coaches make or break if you want to play the sport. So when you hear, you know, someone come on and say how important it is or how their coach helped them, it's really good to hear.
yeah.
So speaking of game, what are some things that you have been working on to bring into the next season? Well, the season coming up. And if you could describe your game in one word, what would it be?
Yeah, so what I've been working on this summer is I really think that it's going to be important for me next year to develop sort of like a mid-range game, and then also strengthen my three-point shooting. I didn't really do the best there this season, so I think just doing better there next year will help me do a lot better and give me way more opportunities to do what I like, which is going to the rim.
Yes, you do. Nice, quick, and fast.
Yeah. But one word I would describe myself as is I think I'm really dynamic. Like I think I have a really quick first step. Like I think I have speed and agility that makes it easy for me to, you know, get where I'm trying to go. So I feel like that would probably be one word I would describe myself right now.
Dynamic. I like it. So you want to work on your 3-point shot. I like it. All right. And what would you say academically would be your goals for this upcoming season? And for your team, what would you like to see?
My academic goals.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely academically, I'm trying something a little new this semester. So I'm going to be taking like some computer science classes, which might be a little tricky. So I think my goal this year is just to really stay on top of my work and really find ways to, if I need help, like find ways to fit that into my schedule and not to fall behind. Because I think it's really easy to fall behind
And how
when
do
you're an
you,
athlete.
before we speak about the next part, about the team goals, how do you be a basketball player and manage being a student for an Ivy League school?
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I've just had to learn. I go to the library a lot because I feel
Okay.
like I feel like once I'm in a good zone, like I get a lot of stuff done. So I feel like just finding a time to sit down and really do your work. Like I try to get ahead a lot. That's pretty helpful. But luckily for me, like I'm not like in STEM or anything. Like I'm doing business, so I feel like my classes aren't too stressful.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it wasn't for me. I mean, I graduated 10 years ago and then just went back and got my master's. So, but no.
Oh wow, congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it in sports management.
Mm.
So I had to go back and do something I love, because if one thing I could say is if you don't do what you love, then it's just terrible. Like I could be so
Mhm.
tired from covering games. Like the Big East tournament weekend, I was exhausted.
Oh yeah.
I was
I bet.
exhausted. That was like my first true big coverage as media, if you want to say, and
Yeah.
I was exhausted, but I loved every second of that exhaustion. So definitely do something that you love, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
So what would you like to see, or what would you say is your team goals for this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think the most obvious team goal would be to win more games. I think our record definitely doesn't reflect the amount of talent that we have on our team. And I also think we have some good players coming in that will help us out a little bit. So I definitely want to win more games. I definitely want to go to at least the Ivy tournament, but I really want to go to the NCAA tournament. So those are
Speak
just
it
some.
into existence, girl.
Yeah.
You're gonna get to the
You gotta
NCAA.
manifest it. You have to
Yes, you
manifest
have to
it.
manifest it. Yes, 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 you definitely do. And I asked everybody this: how do you get ready for a game? Some people say they meditate, some people listen to music. How do you get ready?
Yeah, so this one, you're probably gonna think I'm like psycho. I don't do anything. I
No?
don't do, no. My high school coach was really superstitious, and we had like a routine. We had to do the same thing every game. We ate the same thing, like just like the pregame talk and everything. Like it was a specific order. Like we all chewed the same flavored gum like the whole year, and like
What?
you got it in a specific order. Yeah, like really superstitious. But I
No
feel like,
way.
yeah, but I feel like once I kind of got out of that, like I like tried to keep a superstition going, but I really don't do anything. Like if there's music playing in the locker room, like I'll listen to it. like
But
like
not
on the bus, I'm usually just like either I'm doing work, or actually I'm probably not doing work. I'm probably like watching a movie or like on YouTube. But like yeah, it's like shocking, but I don't really have like a routine at all. It's
and
like
do you
weird.
get nervous before a game?
Oh, yes, definitely. I always get the jitters. Maybe that's my routine. The jitters.
And how do you get rid of those jitters?
I feel
Like,
like
is it the
once,
sound of the buzzer?
no, I feel like once my first basket or two goes in, I'm like, okay, like we're good. But like if I'm like missing, or like I missed the first shot, I'm like, oh my God, like this is about to go downhill. But yeah, probably like once the first basket or two goes in, that's usually when I settle down.
Okay. And then, like you said, you just said that if baskets don't fall, usually, you know how some games are, what gets you through the game? Because, you know, you see a lot of people having a lot of greats have tough games. And, you know,
Yeah.
how do you get through?
I really try and like get involved other ways. Like on defense, I tried, if I wasn't having a great offensive game, I really tried to turn up the defense, like get rebounds, just do the little things that might not go noticed. But I feel like once I like get a steal or something like that, and I get a transition layup or something like that, usually helps spark up the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get your shot, stop falling. And if a kid came to you today asking you about going to an Ivy League school, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Hard work. You're definitely gonna have to work hard. It's definitely, there's not really like easy classes. You're definitely gonna have to always do some work. Student athlete wise, it's probably just in terms of like how much time you're devoting to basketball is probably going to be really similar, but I think what's really going to separate Ivy League student athletes versus regular student athletes is I think we just have to work a lot harder in the classroom.
Speaking of hard work, good luck this season. I hope that you have an amazing season. You're going to win more games. You're going to make it to the Ivy League tournament and the NCAA tournament that you and your squad will definitely be there.
Yes.
And I will see you at some games. I will be there, like I was last time. And I greatly appreciate you for coming to share your basketball journey with me. And hopefully, again, sometime down the line, I can have you again.
Yes, please.
Of course. Maybe we could do a little group thing, like a Brown session.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Right? All right. So
Yeah.
we'll work on that.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you. And you have a good night and good luck this year.
Yeah, no, thank you.